Knicks fans are disappointed right now. There's a lot of, discord in the Knicks community at this moment. People are not really happy with the Knicks results so far. And, some people are even panicking. I'm here to give you reassurance, okay? Because I don't think there's any reason to be panicking about the Knicks right now. We're 20 games into the season. The Knicks are 12-8 at the moment. They're the 4th seed in the East. I know. They were supposed to dominate and they were supposed to be the next best team to the Celtics. They should at least be a 2 seed, but there's still plenty of season to play. We're only a quarter of the way through the season at the moment, and things haven't gone perfectly according to plan. I know that they're not the 2 seed right now. The Cavs are killing it at 18-3, but I don't know, man. We all knew that this season was going to be very different. We all knew coming into the season that the team was going to need a lot of work in terms of gelling and meshing together as a group. It is a completely different ball game than it was last season. The offensive game we knew was going to be up there elite. And let me tell you, at the moment, the Knicks are the number 1 offense in the league. They are number 1 in offensive rating out of any team in the league. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. We got the Knicks at 121.1 over the Cavs and the Celtics. Nobody expected that kind of result. We did expect the offense to be a lot better, but not necessarily there. The Knicks are 2nd in field goal percentage with 49.7. 1st in free throw percentage with 83.2. I don't know why I just said it like that. Free throw? Like, who talks like that? 2nd in 3-point percentage with 39.3. The Knicks offense has been absolutely unbelievable. That's not really people's complaints over the past couple weeks. People have been complaining about 2 different things. Number 1, the Knicks defense. Number 2, Mikal Bridges. Let's talk about the defense real quick, okay? We knew the defense wasn't going to be as good as it was last year. The Knicks' identity last year was all about hustle, hard defense, and they still have the hustle part, in my opinion. They still got guys that are, really putting in the work, but we don't have that, kind of grit that we did last year because we don't have Julius Randle. I mean, Julius Randle was really a beast. People call Cat soft, and I don't personally think that he's soft at all, but he's not hard and like Julius Randle. Like, they're not the same player. We knew that coming into this season. Julius Randle wasn't even a good defender anyway, so we didn't lose much on the defensive end by grabbing Cat. Dante was a good defensive player. He is obviously very good. He's having a really bad season this year. And Julius Randle also having a really bad year. Obviously, the Cat trade was a really good deal. Obviously, everybody sees that now. Nobody's giving the Knicks shit about making the Cat trade. But we did lose Isaiah Hartenstein, which is tough. Here's the thing, folks. We're missing out on 2 of our best defensive players. We're missing out on Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa. Those are 2 huge defenders that are coming back to the Knicks eventually. And also, we didn't have Deuce for quite a few games. I actually don't know how many games he was out, but he was out for a little while. I think the problems with the defense are very overstated. You got to remember, Tom Thibodeau is the goddamn coach. Tibbs is a defensive wizard. He's not a fantastic offensive coach. He is a defensive guy. There's only so much time that the Knicks are going to go without him losing his shit and fucking drilling into their heads. You have to do this on defense. You have to do that on defense. And check this shit out right now. Over the last 13 games, the Knicks are 4th in the NBA in opponent rim field goal percentage at 60.3%. In the previous 7 games, the Knicks were 3rd worst at 72.4%. That is a significant difference. And the reason for that is that Cat is playing a little better defense. OG's starting to go back to his, damn near defensive player of the year form. And Jericho Sims is actually doing his job. As crazy as that is to say, I went to the Knicks game when they faced the Nets a couple weeks ago. I was shitting on Jericho Sims. And Ariel Hukporti came into the game and absolutely dominated defensively. He did a great job on the offensive end in that game. And I was shitting on Jericho Sims with my friends. And it turns out that from that point on, Jericho Sims has had like a renaissance, bro. He's completely turned around the way he plays. He's suddenly an actual pretty good defensive player. Among centers on defensive field goal percentage within 5 feet of the rim, Jericho Sims is actually number one with 33.3% field goal percentage. The next best guy is Jaren Jackson Jr. with 44.2. That's actually crazy. I constantly consider Jericho Sims useless, and it's not fair. It's just completely not fair. So I have to apologize to my man Jericho Sims. He is actually turning into a really good defender, and that is something that the Knicks needed. Now, Jericho Sims is not going to be probably part of the rotation once Precious and Mitch come back. But, it's good to have him there just in case one of them gets injured again, because Mitchell has a distinct history with injuries, and that's a huge problem. But if we could turn to Jericho Sims and rely on him as the third string center, that's pretty fucking amazing. But let's talk about our boy Mikal Bridges, okay? Bridges has had a really disappointing season. We traded 5 picks for him, and he has not been the defensive wizard that he was supposed to be. He has not been a really great player, at least definitely not on the offensive end. Bridges has really struggled, but coming into the season, the Knicks coaches found like a hitch with his shot. They didn't really like what was going on there. So he's had to change the way he shoots, and he's had to really adjust. And that adjustment is going to take time. He also has to adjust to a brand new role on a team. He was the number one player on the Brooklyn Nets. Understandably so. They had absolutely nothing. But Bridges was the number one guy over there. He was the star for a couple years, and now he's got to come into a situation where he's basically like, I don't know, is he the third scoring option? Is he the fourth scoring option? It depends on where you rank like OG. I think OG is just third. It's Jalen, Cat, and OG. Or really, it's kind of Cat, Jalen, and OG. But Bridges has to adjust to a big role. And people were complaining about his defensive prowess and how he wasn't doing very well. But check these stats out. Mikal Bridges has held opposing players to just 80 out of 205 field goals. That's 39% as the primary defender in his last 15 games. Okay? That is significant. All of a sudden, Mikal Bridges is getting back into a rhythm defensively. He's becoming the perimeter defender that we were all promised. And in the last game, he really, really lit up the Pelicans. Now, I'm not going to put too much into a win over the worst team in the NBA. I'm not going to hype anybody up as a result of that. But this might be the turning point for Mikal Bridges. There's going to be a turning point in his season. He is an elite defender. He is a great shooter. He is a fantastic basketball player. Bridges is not going to sit here and flounder forever. It's just not realistic. He's been incredible his entire career. He's hopefully going to continue to stay healthy. He's the Iron Man of the NBA. That scares me a little bit saying that because I'm afraid I'm going to jinx him. I know I don't have that much power, but it does scare me. But Bridges is going to be a contributor no matter what. And if he's at least contributing on the defensive end, like the stat we just saw, then eventually the offensive game is going to come back. And hopefully the game against the Pelicans is the trigger to sending him in that direction and to start him on his way to doing good things offensively. because we all know what Mikal Bridges is capable of. And if he's got to accept a brand new role with a brand new team and under a coach that he's never played under, it's going to take some time to adjust. I personally expected more of an adjustment period for Cat, but obviously Cat has been unbelievable. And, Tibbs was his coach in Minnesota at some point. So maybe, they have a working relationship, whatever. But this Knicks team, though they're not the number 2 seed right now, though they're barely only 4 games above 500, they're not really impressing necessarily yet. This is a real contender. This team is truly a contender. Tonight they're facing the Magic. I don't even know if I'm going to get the video out before the game starts. The Knicks are on the right path. We just have to trust Tibbs. We got to trust Leon Rose. These guys have proven time and time again that they are incredible executives, that Tibbs is an incredible coach, and it's only a matter of time before Tibbs finally gets a ring. I mean, I know he has one as an assistant coach, but as a head coach, he's had a lot of unlucky things happen to him in his career, but he's improved every single year as a coach. We just have to have faith in Leon Rose and Tibbs, because this team is going places. And I am very excited in the direction that they're going. It's okay to get these struggles out of the way early, because the future is bright for this team and everybody's in their prime. Everybody's doing really well. Josh Hart is having the best season of his career, and we got them for quite a few more years. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 500 subs by the end of the year. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Have a great rest of your weekend.